What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I seen this breaking news late last night, and it was about a story that we've been covering on this channel out of Hazel Park, Michigan. Shout out Hazel Park. And it's involving these two people right here. God rest their souls, man, and I really, really mean that. Woman you see up here is Linda Hill. She's 41 years old, and that's her son, Cardi Jackson. He's 12 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, these people were brutally murdered around 4 p.m. on Labor Day while they were waiting to go to some gathering with friends and family. Now, police have been looking for the suspect, which you could already tell by the news excerpts, they knew who it was. And this is the person right here, right? And evidently they was in some type of relationship. You can tell by the way people are talking about it. They had some type of relationship either presently or in the past, where this guy right here decided to cut the throat of both this child and this woman. It don't get no worse than that. Told you there are a lot of people out here that are men in the body and boys in the mind. This is another example of it. I want you to take a look at this, man. This hurts me to no end, because I'll explain why when I come back. Just look at what they have, the new details.
Well, tonight on The Edge, a man in custody in connection to the brutal murder of a Hazel Park mother and her 12-year-old son.
Fox News' Dave Spencer was there as the suspect was brought in by police and joins us live with more. And Dave, you were the only journalist on the street there. You talked to this guy for a minute.
I did. He didn't have much to say. We'll get to that in a minute, but this all happened at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Labor Day. And early today, right 24 hours after that, is when we started to get wind that an arrest in this case was likely. So we made our way down here to the Hazel Park Police Department, and we noticed right around 8 o'clock is when other officers started gathering outside. We watched an SUV pull in with somebody in the back seat. That somebody had no shirt on. He had no shoes on. He was in handcuffs, and we watched him be taken into police custody. Anything you want to say to the Hill family at all? Anything at all? Anything about the family of a 12-year-old? Just silence from the suspect as he was led from the police car into the station, where he's now being processed in connection to a double homicide that happened Monday night. The victims here, 41-year-old Linda Hill and her 12-year-old son, Cardi. They were found in their home on Bernardino Avenue near 9 Mile and 75. Medical examiner tells Fox 2 that both victims had their throats slashed, which was determined to be the cause of death. The victims are described as being both loving, quiet, and sweet. The family says this tragedy has shaken them to their core. They've set up a GoFundMe to help with burial and funeral expenses. They also say 12-year-old Cardi was just a sweet boy who enjoyed video games, anything a 12-year-old would do, and spending time with the family. We spoke with Cardi's grandmother, who is also the mother of Linda Hill.
She never went out to party. Everything was done inside the house, so we just a close-knit family. That's it. Oh, that's the sweetest little boy I ever seen and known and raised. Yep, and I'm gonna miss him dearly. Both of them.
They take this crime very seriously. This was a cowardly, heinous, vile crime, and the Hazel Park Police Department, the City of Hazel Park, we will not rest until justice is served in this case.
And that's indeed what they did at 8 o'clock today. As I mentioned, that's when a suspect was taken into custody. I did reach out to the victim's family here, and just to make sure that they were aware that an arrest was made. They told me they were. And when I asked if there's any known relationship between the suspect and the victims there, they just didn't want to comment at this time. They instead want to focus on the victims, rightfully so, now that an arrest has been made. In fact, they're planning to hold a vigil to honor their memories sometime tomorrow evening here in Hazel Park. Reporting live in Hazel Park, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Yeah, and I know that grandmother spoke earlier to Fox 2, and when asked by Charlie Langton, hey, do you happen to have a suspicion of who this could be, that person chose not to comment, understandably. But the bottom line here is that for somebody else who notices something that they're seeing in a relationship that may be dangerous, to speak up, that's so critically important.
Yeah, anytime you can prevent these tragedies, just by having an inkling and acting on that, you could go a long way. it never hurts to act on those suspicions. Who knows, you might save a life. You don't want to end up on the other end of this.
Yeah, and you certainly don't know what will happen in these situations, and we are thinking of that entire family. Dave Spencer for us live tonight. Thank you.
Guys, you've seen it. They supposedly got the guy that allegedly did this. After a brief standoff, he come up in there with no shirt on, no shoes, walk him right into the station. And that'd have been the last time you seen him. And if it was up to me, I'd have walked him right through the fucking station. I'd have verified it was him, got his fingerprints, all that other police bullshit they do, and I'd have walked him right in the back of the building. There'd have been a hole dug with a backhoe. And that would have been the last thing he seen looking in that hole. It's crazy. This is crazy. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of men nowadays, younger men, and you can tell that's a young dude. She 41, I don't know how old he is, but that's a young dude. When he did what he did, calling the people, I ain't got nothing to do with that. How you know something went on over there? That was a young boy move. I said, that's something a young boy would do. Somebody young in the mind don't think right. And look at this. Look. Disgraceful. A lot of these dudes out here right now, they come under the presence of love, or they love bomb you from the beginning. You the greatest thing since sliced bread, but they're not looking for love. They're not even looking for women. Maybe for sexual gratification, but what they're looking for is sponsors. You ain't the asset. What you possess is a lot of times. And when you tell them no, sometimes the outcome is this. We don't know what this was about. Don't get me started on that. We don't know what this is about. But I do know it's a damn shame that a little boy paid the price of his mother's affection or giving somebody else a chance. Why did the little boy have to die? Why did anybody have to die? Like I said yesterday, look at this for what it is. I got upset, so you got to die, and so does the kid because he's there. Or I just want to make you more angry. Can you imagine? Their throats were cut. Somebody had to go first. Could you imagine the horror of the other person? Don't you think about that? This right here is some demonic shit. If it was up to me, man, and I ran this country, and I'm dead serious with this shit, I would roll more heads than Genghis Khan. I said it before. You think China killed a lot of people? I would get a lot of people out here because some of these people are beyond repair. We fix this shit, a lot of people gotta go. They gotta go one at a time. This type start from in front of the line. You can't get yourself straight, we'll get you straight. Seriously, this is bullshit. You met somebody and all of a sudden they done flipped your world upside down to where because you things didn't go your way, regardless of what it is, the main thing that got you bugging in your mind, you take out of here, and then somebody else that has nothing to do with it. That's unacceptable. If I ran this country, man, I would with all this violence now, I would make all shootings, all that shit, federal cases. And any type of murder, attempted murder, it'd be punishable by death. You'd be out of here. You tried to kill somebody? Nah. I look at it as domestic terrorism, and motherfuckers would get out of here. This is the thing. A lot of people say, oh, well, that's not right. That's not this. Thou shalt not kill. Then I should. Yeah, well, evil's here. And it's running rampant. And motherfuckers don't care about the law. So what are you going to do? Change the law. Once you have a program or any kind of technology and it gets old, the way people don't respect it anymore, you do what? You upgrade. We need to upgrade society. And a lot of these dredges in society need to go. They do. A baby's dead. Now, I know he's 12. He ain't a baby, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm 52. To me, he's a baby. Baby's dead. So is his mother. And for what? For what? Nothing. Exactly. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Did you notice the oldest son in the other videos I showed? He wasn't even like devastated. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, he's 21 years old, but when I was looking at that, it made me think of how desensitized people are becoming to random acts of brutal violence out here in the street. I want you to think about that. Killing is almost like breathing in America nowadays. And it should never be like that. Whether you're old or young, you should not have to worry about walking down the street in broad daylight nowadays and getting your head taken off by some random savage that picks you to be his meal for the day in violence and stupidity. It's dumb. All these people acting like they trying to do something, bunch of smoking fucking mirrors. At the stroke of a pen, this shit can be fixed. And I stand on that. I will see you in the next video. Take care. All of us have value. All of us.